had a tough time scoring. Defense was what was highlighted in the game in a whole lot of moments. We didn't buckle at all and continue to play and grind. I can't say enough about these two and what I've asked of them. I mean, they've always kind of been in a position of leadership or highlight, but probably not to this magnitude. The amount of minutes that we ask them to play and the fashion in which I ask them. I ask a lot of them every single day. I'm challenging them and pushing them in a way that sometimes they don't like, but I'm okay with that because with challenges and change, we grow. And I think that we've seen over the course of the season a whole lot of growth in these two, and I don't just appreciate it. I'm really proud of it.
Jocelyn, today was your 9th double-double of the season. You had 2 last season. I know Fee not being here, you probably had to pick up some more rebounds, but have you kind of adjusted anything in your game or made any changes to kind of get more of those rebounds?
Not necessarily. I think just being more conscientious about it, crashing the boards, especially on offense and definitely on defense as well. Being able to read where the ball is going to come off, and especially when I'm on the weak side, you have an advantage knowing that the ball is generally going to come off opposite. So making sure that you box out and get those rebounds.
And Coach, what have you seen out of Joss in terms on the offensive end? Has she kind of grown on you since the season began? I know you came in with a lot of expectations of her, but what have you come to expect out of her?
I don't know if she's grown on me. We've kind of been just fine throughout. I've liked her then, and I like her now, so I don't like her any more, any less. But, I mean, I think that her game has grown just in the sense that she's taking on the challenge. So, no, her skill set hasn't changed, very much. But, I mean, she's being taking to the game versus allowing the game to kind of come to her. She's being the aggressor in a sense, and she's being really smart and strategic about it. I mean, like she said, I'm on the weak side, knowing that, the trajectory of the ball is going to go off on the weak side, but she's making herself available to do that. She could easily kind of sprint back, but it's some of the things that, we talk about. She does a very good job of the things that we talk about in general, taking ownership of them. So I might not necessarily be talking to her. I'm talking to the post players, Lisa or Mo, but she knows that it is available, so if she can get in there and take advantage of that, she's going to do so. So I think it's more growth in just how she's applying herself to the game.
And Lisa's shown so much growth on the offensive end late in the season. What have you seen out of her just in terms of finishing at the rim?
The confidence. I mean, the skill set has always been there. But again, we've talked about this throughout the season. We've asked our kids to do a lot of things that they haven't had to do in the past. And usually you get more time to step into the roles that our kids have had to take on. And we've had a lot of growth in a very short period of time, but a lot of it is just kind of based on repetition, but also confidence in the work that we're doing every day.
I have 2 questions. I wanted to ask there was less than 5 minutes left, and it was 40-39. And y'all been really close for a while. What did you say at that media timeout? Because you ended up going, I think, 9-for-0 at the end.
I just told them that they're tired and we're tired too. But the team that's going to just kind of bear down and just grind it out will be the team that won. And I also felt that in this game specifically, we were better and just our execution and getting the things done that we wanted to get done, defensively as well as offensively. And all we had to do was just finish out being ourselves, and we did that.
Right. And Nikki, I just wanted to ask you, over the season, how has your game improved and changed?
I think it's changed a lot. I think a lot of people have noticed it. It has been up and down, but I think going to the home stretch, I think I want to be more consistent in all aspects, mostly leadership and just playing my role on the court. A lot of times I had to bring up the ball against their pressure, and that's what I do best, I think. So I think I just need to play my role and play consistently from now on.
I think she has to not be so hard on herself. That's the biggest. It's true.
I'm the
she is
biggest
when
critic.
Yeah, she is when she's not, perfect or things are not going her way. She's really, really hard on herself. But, it's okay to be a little tired at times, considering you're playing an entire game. You're gonna make mistakes based on fatigue, but you gotta kind of have a short-term memory and let it go.
Dominic, we can stay with you. So basically, Where did that come from y'all? It just seemed like every loose ball y'all were diving on the ground, and it didn't matter how tired y'all were. Y'all were going after every ball.
In a lot of previous games, there are a lot of times where there'll be only like half of us playing hard and diving the ball and getting those hustle plays. So I think a big emphasis for this game was that everybody had to give their full effort, because playing Georgia Tech is never going to be easy. They're like they're basically the bullies of the ACC. So, you know, we just had to go hard and just put it all on the floor.
Thinking 40 minutes, 10 points, 10 rebounds, one word to describe your performance today.
Tough.
Tough.
Resilient. Oh, I like that better. Resilient.
Yes, 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 yes.
In the back.
Coach, you talked about it, you know, the growth, and this was like the first time you've seen that 40-minute a game. What's the biggest improvement over the course of the season that you've seen and kind of getting to this point today?
Just consistency and just kind of believing the stuff that we talk about every single day. When we started, we didn't believe that we could do the things that we were doing, that we could pressure teams, that we could also run, because we were so limited in bodies. But, you know, we've grown as far as our condition over the season because we're pushing those things. We're taking days off or lighter practices when we need to, and we're focusing on the details. And once we started seeing the positive things happen for us, that the stuff that we were talking about come into fruition, we started believing it. So it wasn't just the coaches saying it, it was we were becoming who our staff thought that we were. We didn't make up the identity of our team. Our identity was based on the individuals on our team and what we can do. So we put them in positions to do the things that they do well. We are an athletic team, so we're going to use our athleticism to our advantage. And even in those really tough moments, we started believing as an entire group that the stuff that we talked about was possible. So when you know better, you will do better. And when you start to believe, you will then start to execute in that way. So our belief, our toughness, our consistency, to me, has grown tremendously over the course of the season.
Yeah. Earlier this season, you had Virginia Tech. Now that you have them again this Wednesday, what's it going to take to kind of get that other win? Because the first one was really tough and it came down to the very end.
Well, we always grind. It's who we are. We're going to have to grind it out. I mean, I have no problem at all being blue collar. I respect it completely. My father was a carpentry and construction worker, so blue collar is what I know. So I don't mind coming to work. And in this game, we're going to have to grind. We're going to have to be tough, and we're going to have to work for it. And that's what we're going to talk about. It's what we've talked about the entire season. And, you know, as we grow, we'll carry on that toughness and we'll sprinkle in a little finesse.
Thank you.
Thank you.